Oh, hello. You lot are here early, but it's nice to see you. Welcome to Toy Shop on Tour. It's the last episode. It's the very last episode. But don't be sad. Don't be downhearted because there's lots and lots more for you to see. First job for me today is unloading this lot in the back of this van and getting that lot into there. It's going to be a busy day. Toy Shop on Tour, Series 3. The return of that TV series that takes you, dear viewer, all around the world as me and the boys buy as many toys as we can and put them in this van.
Action figures.
Dolls, Star Wars, weird stuff,
Transformers.
monsters, space toys, bootlegs, He-Man. Burning rubber, making friends, doing deals till we're home again. Join me, Joe,
Billy Galaxy.
and Matt the Cameraman as we take this Toy Shop on Tour.
And welcome to another episode of Billy Galaxy on Tour.
Whoa. This is Toy Shop on Tour.
Oh, sorry, Matt. Welcome to another episode of Toy Shop on Tour in the hometown of Leicester Vintage Toys. And this is where Matt the Cameraman and Joe and Leicester Vintage and all of it is right here, coming up next. So in my endless quest for Dungeons & Dragons items, they're super cool. So we stopped here at this Warhammer store, which is a Games Workshop store, just to see if they happen to have something hiding in the back, which of course they don't, but we always have to check. So we're here at Super Game Shack in Leicester, and we're gonna go do a quick hunt through this place for some vintage video games and possibly memorabilia. Word has it they might have some cool stuff hiding in here, so we're gonna go check it out. So there are TARDISes everywhere in England, is what I've heard. I found my first one on the trip.
Silver Arcade. Silver Arcade on the ground floor. Yeah.
Silver Arcade has been here since 1899.
Yeah.
There you go. You know more than I.
I just saw it on the door coming in.
Yeah, so we're predominantly a video game store, and then we do other bits of geeky stuff. We do sweets, we do badges, we do PS5, Xbox One, so down to the Atari. So yeah, that's what we do.
Retro games, Billy. Is there any retro games you're after?
So I like really old stuff. What is the oldest stuff that you have in here?
Oldest stuff that we have.
Just buried
So-
down there in a bin.
Yes. Mega Drive Master System.
One of the later versions of the Atari console. It's actually smaller than the original ones. And I think this particular box was only distributed in Europe.
It is sealed, yeah, brand new deck enhancer. So this was from Codemasters, wasn't it? This was their other retaliation system to play games on the NES. But all of these games are all brand new.
I like the term retaliation system. So for those of you that collect retaliation systems, this is a really nice piece. This is super minty. What else do you have here?
And they're all brand new copies of the games to go with it.
Really? What are you asking for these?
You'd have to have a little look at it, to be honest. It's not very often that we get inquiries on the Aladdin deck enhancer.
Have a little look, and
Yeah,
we'll revisit this
yeah.
here in a few minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
Primarily, when I'm in Europe hunting for video games, I generally try to find sealed stuff, as the PAL and NTSC formats between Europe and North America are different and not necessarily compatible, depending on the era of the games. So generally try to find sealed stuff or the occasional title that was not released in America. Because if we're buying like just regular titles that were released in the States, they're generally much less desirable because they're not really playable. So it's got to be something either, you know, sealed that nobody's going to play to begin with, or something just really unusual that would stand out, like in a collection.
What's the best thing that's walked through the door that you've really gone wow and it's been a real grail piece in the gaming world?
Nick. He's definitely the most wow thing every morning. We had quite a nice lot of Atari Jaguar stuff in recently as well, so got a nice console and some box games. As I said, they just never really come through anymore. So
You get this good stuff through the door, but then it gets sold. Then what do you do? So
Then you lament the loss of your wonderful item and you use the money that you made from it to buy more wonderful items.
it is a challenge. That's the thing. You get the good stuff, but the good stuff is literally everyone wants it. So sometimes I don't even tell anyone we've got it, and I just gently put it on the shelves, and it gives it a chance to literally last more than a day.
What he said. I'm looking around thinking, what's behind those other things? If I had not bought so much stuff on this trip, I might be inclined to purchase this and stuff it into my suitcase. But that's actually a pretty large box, so I don't think I'm going to be taking that one with me today. But this is a really cool piece, so anybody overseas that wants to come visit this place, this could be here waiting for you.
you're going upstairs.
Well, no, I'm not going upstairs. We're having another shop upstairs.
Another shop
So
upstairs.
it's going to be a store, and it's also going to be like an arcade, coffee shop, and a lounge upstairs as well.
Nice.
So,
You've seen it here first, folks.
Yeah,
Come
it
on
should
down.
be opening in the next few weeks.
Oh, excellent. That's not long.
All right, so this is the official name of it, level 2?
Level 2 is the official name.
So you have to defeat level 1 first,
Exactly.
then we go to level 2.
That's right. Yeah.
All
you
right.
You have to shop in level 1 to get into level 2.
Toy Shop on Tour exclusive, Billy. Now, he said nothing's for sale, but is that always true?
Everything's always for sale. And coming up, we may find out if something is or isn't. Wait, are you sure this is only level 2? I feel like I've been walking for a while. Oh, we haven't even gone inside. Other maps in here working away. You can already tell this thing is going to be amazing.
Is there a big boss at the end of this?
I was misinformed and I thought this was going to be strictly a video game-esque mission, but off to my left here, there is a whole room full of toys, and as I'm leaning around, I'm actually seeing some vintage toys. I see price tags. Oh, it's my greatest weakness, paper.
Rock and scissors he's okay with, but paper gets him every time. That's a dig for another day. Not forget this is Toy Shop on Tour, Billy. It's not comic hunters on the road.
This episode is whatever I say it is.
Yes, sir. I might know where there's some British comics, Billy.
Yeah.
Under a certain edit suite desk, not far from this establishment.
So there's a lovely poster on the wall up here, and this is a UK version of this poster. It's a quad, right?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. That's monsters from an unknown planet.
But as soon as it came in the door and I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm buying that.
Well, you didn't mention this earlier when Matt was asking you about what are some of the nicer items that come through your door. I feel like this is one of them right here. Got a question for you.
Go on then, here we go. How much is
go.
this?
You have something from a film down here that I happen to be a very big fan of.
Go on then.
And I know you said nothing's for sale.
Yeah.
But I find that often to not be true.
Go on then.
What do you have on this Big Trouble in Little China soundtrack?
That is my kryptonite because Big Trouble in Little China is literally my favourite film ever.
Yeah, that's because you are a gentleman of refined taste.
Sure you don't want anything else from that pile?
You want me to have it. It's going to a good home, I can tell. Okay,
Why don't you take RoboCop instead? Like, that's literally, it's like cutting my left or my right hand off, so...
Is this What's the intent of this case? To sell, or is this for just a
Nothing,
display?
it's just I've had it for ages, and it's the only one I've ever seen, and you don't get any Big Trouble in Little China stuff ever, so...
What if I brought you something from Big Trouble in Little China next time I visit? Like chirashi, like promotional flyers. I've even had a couple of the cinema tickets, which actually have graphics.
You're gonna get me.
What do you want for it?
You can do me a trade, as long as it's a cool trade. If it's a cool Big Trouble in Little China trade, I'll cut it free.
All right, we're gonna do a cool trade, which is not the first one of these that has happened on this trip.
So shall I show on the screen now what the trade is? I'm going to superimpose it in post. There it is. That's what he's trading.
Oh, I didn't want that.
This guy's got mystic powers. He can see into the future. That's good. So nothing can be bought, and you haven't bought anything.
Yeah,
You've swapped.
so it's still nothing is for sale here. You know, but that's the cool thing about networking with other collectors and dealers is money does not always get you what you want. Sometimes you need extra cool stuff. This is the preview of the preview. We're digging into stuff that's still awaiting placement. We have this adorable Care Bear's cousin. Terrible with the cousin names, but it's a lovely little lamb. And I'm gonna try and talk him into selling me this one since there's already one on the shelf down there, so they probably don't need to put that out. He's great, he's amazing. There's some excellent decor around here. I spotted something over here. Okay, we haven't bought anything yet. We're doing a trade for these. But I see something that you have a duplicate of. Okay, so I see that you have this lovely Care Bear's cousin lamb in your case here for 15 pounds. But right over here, you've got another one.
Yeah.
You don't need a whole bunch of duplication on that shelf.
£10, it's yours.
Wow, it's even acquired at a discount.
I'm not classing this as the first thing. You'll have to pay for it downstairs. I'm not classing it as the first thing we sold in the shop.
No, I'm buying this on level 1. We've not defeated level 1 quite yet, but we will be back. This is quite exciting because this is UK only. I mean, John Carpenter actually did the soundtrack for his own movie. He's actually a pretty good composer for soundtracks. RoboCop, also not a US release, so these are both quite exciting for me. This one will be going into the shop. This one is going to live with me.
Right, what were we saying on this then?
Well, I was told this was £10 by the gentleman in the secret location. And then, what did we say on these, Nick?
£100 for that.
£100 for this little pile here, this Aladdin stuff.
Yep.
So
Alright.
I'll take all that.
Lovely.
And
Will you be paying cash or card today?
I will be paying cash. Okay, you guys remember that? That was the true first sale from level 2.
I don't think I'll
It was a Care Bear cousin. So, that was an unexpectedly good first visit to a store here in Leicester, in England, where we are wandering around. So here we are at a real piece of Leicester history. This is a statue of Richard III, and over that direction is the car park where his remains were actually found some years back, and he was reinterred at this cathedral here, which is normally much more beautiful than this, currently having some repairs going on. But oddly enough, Benedict Cumberbatch of Sherlock Holmes and Doctor Strange fame is a direct descendant of this guy. Oftentimes, old bookstores can be a literal treasure trove of not only books, but have comics and sometimes even toys and figures. So we're gonna go see what they have over here. Were we not yesterday in Warwickshire?
We were.
So this is where we visited Metropolis, isn't it?
Yeah, Warwickshire.
Warwickshire.
Warwick.
Wait.
Just drop a second.
Why do you guys just drop random letters out of your words? So we're in Leicester right now,
I'm
which if you look at the spelling of that word, it should say something completely different.
Leicester, yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
Come on, there's a guy who wants to meet you.
Okay. Hello there.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Oh, pretty good, thanks. I just dispatched a runner down to the cellar because I hear you're into toys.
I love the word cellar, and I also love the word toys. Can we do that?
C-E-L-L-A-R, that is. Yes. Here's a little fairy that's going to
Jesus Christ.
This is Evie.
Not
Say
quite.
hello, Evie.
No, I'm going.
I'm going. Coward.
So if you have C-E-L-L-E
A-R.
A-R, oh my God, what am I doing?
This is English, isn't it? It's difficult.
Yeah, English is not my primary language.
I do make quite a lot of sales to America, fortunately. I loved it when Gore Vidal said about Bush, the first Bush, the president. He said he reads his speeches with such an air of discovery.
So tell us how long you've been here and what kind of...
Since about 9 o'clock. But, you know.
Okay, but I did see a sign outside that said
What,
you've been doing
open
this
since-
a little bit too long,
Yes.
and you're looking to sell the store.
I need to sell the store, yeah. I wanted somebody to keep it going, basically, because it's such an advantage to Leicester, you know, because we're the only second-hand bookshop left in the city centre now. And it's such a nice thing, and everybody comes in and says, oh, what a wonderful store.
Did you open this shop?
Yes, yeah. We were started at number 5 about 45 years ago.
45 years ago.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for 45 years?
No, 55, because
55.
we were doing a bit before then, doing book fairs and things.
Okay, so this is
I've done
essentially
this
your
since
life's
university.
work that you want to see continue.
Yeah, yes, basically.
So you're hoping to find a buyer for the whole
I
store?
am trying to find a buyer for the whole store.
Wow.
Oh, Maynard and Bradley in Leicester, 07399 246 465. All offers welcome.
Even do you think there's somebody in Portland? Do you know any millionaires that can mind?
Yeah, millionaires.
Well, you know, there is, Portland is a very quirky city. Portland, Oregon is where I'm from.
Yeah.
And we do have a lot of wonderful bookstores.
Enthusiastic, yeah.
And including Powell's Books, which is a pretty famous...
Yes, I've heard. Yes,
you've
I've
heard
heard.
of it.
I've
Okay.
even bought from
all
them.
the
I
way
think,
across.
yeah.
Oh, even bought from them.
Yeah,
They're directly across the street from my store.
Really?
Yes, but I could see somebody in Portland buying this and moving here. Not myself, but
Well,
somebody that can read much better than me.
I've got some books on learning to read, you know.
Yeah.
So some Ladybird books are really good. I think we bought it about 25 years ago, and this is all I have, I think. Oh, it's very well drawn. Band of players.
Is that the Beatles?
Yes, in costume sets. And the roadie. The centre one's the roadie.
Could be okay.
Yes, it could be.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, most welcome.
So I'm still wandering around Leicester, and I keep hearing that there's this shop with old toys in it that I really want to see. It's some guy named Jim Bob or Joey or something. I don't know. I'm still looking for this thing. Some people kind of pointed me in a direction, so coming up, we'll see if we can find it. So Matt has brought me around to his office, which is right across the street here. This lovely little street in Leicester, and Matt's a popular guy. People waving to him left and right. It's been a great day hanging out with him, and now we're off to see his collection. Hello there, Matt.
Hello. Welcome
Thank you.
to my humble edit suite.
Oh, wow. There's a TARDIS in here.
Yeah, that's my sound booth. That's where we record all the voiceovers.
Yes, unfortunately, it doesn't seem much bigger on the inside than it does on the outside. So here we are. We are at the collection of Matt from Toy Shop on Tour.
I wouldn't say collection now. I'm not really a collector.
I will be the determiner of that.
Okay, Billy wants to film me. Looks like it's rolling, recording.
All right.
There we
Are
go.
rolling, Matt?
We're rolling.
All right. In a strange twist of fate, I'm going behind the camera, and Matt's going to come out front.
This has never happened before.
A first
It's a
here on
first.
Toy Shop on Tour.
Yeah.
So his editing suite, his office, where the magic happens. So Joe is the face of Toy Shop on Tour. You all know him. But it is very much a collaborative process. And Matt here is the guy that films it all, puts it all together, makes it pretty for you to look at.
Thank you, Billy. You're very kind.
Over here, we have a collection wall. Show the people what you've got.
Okay, well, what without the camera,
You can put it down for a minute.
it's tricky. This is very tricky to do because, like, how we And normally I'm in a headphones so I don't shout. Well, this is a kind of mix of things that I've picked up on Toy Shop on Tour. In France, I picked up just a couple of tiger masks. I don't know who he is. And this guy, which I think is Skull Star, I believe.
You are correct, Matt.
But then also, with that, was this, which I thought was a tiger mask. It was with the other two tiger mask characters. But I now find out from Billy, I don't know the name, but this is a Ultraman enemy, is it? An enemy? Yeah, that signifies the hazards of smoking. He's a cigarette, or he's cigarette related. So yeah, and I only found that out on the tour by talking to Billy. Some stuff is from my childhood. So Inspector Gadget, that I've had since I was a kid. And it's wowzers, Penny! And yeah, I like kind of those comedy characters. As you've probably heard my terrible jokes on Toy Shop on Tour from behind the camera, but I like more comedic, hence my love of Plastic Man, the Joker, not really Golden Bat, that's influenced probably from going to Jonathan Ross's collection and finding out all about the first ever superhero. So when we were in France, I had to have one of them, and Joe kindly bought me that. Love of Laurel and Hardy, and Joe gave me these when they came to the shop. Kindly, these are gifts. So often I get gifted things from Joe as he sees them, and you'll see some stuff around here that's gifted from Joe. Again, to remind me, a lot of this is to remind me of my time on Toy Shop on Tour. I collect film, really. I collect people's love and their stories and their collections on film. But then I've started to get a bit of a bug, and I now collect little bits myself. So that when I'm editing Toy Shop on Tour, and when I'm editing it around at my edit suite desk, you'll see that there are toys dotted about, reminders of things that I love. You know, most people who have a PC or a Mac and they're at their desk, you know, have those little reminders, don't they, of their childhood or things that cheer them up when they're having a bad day. When you're having a tough time in the office, or someone's giving you a really hard time, and you just look across and, oh yeah, there's Droopy Dog.
Yeah, I found in my experience as a toy dealer that it's really prevalent, especially in creative industries, film, television, music, arts, that a lot of people really do have setups like this where they have things around them that make them happy that they've acquired and look to them sort of for inspiration in a sense.
And I think when we went through lockdown, a lot of people either were in furlough over in the UK and they couldn't work, so people who had to travel around, like myself, my kind of job had to change for a while. But a lot of the guys who worked in IT carried on. They just moved their laptops home and worked remotely, and we had the growth of Zoom and Teams and all that kind of stuff. So they were still making money, but they weren't able to go out to the shops and spend. But they were buying up a lot of this stuff, and I think that's why a lot of the prices kind of went up for Star Wars and things, because a lot of the IT crowd were still earning money and still investing it in their collections. And then when we all opened up, Toy Shop on Tour was born, and we were able to hit the road and see shops again, which is kind of where it's really cool. Okay, so I've been in the loft. The other camera's over there, it's off at the moment. These are just there's a selection of things, but mainly these are my comics from my childhood that were delivered to my house. They're not really a comics collection. I forgot I had them. So I want to see what you think of these. I don't know whether there's any value in here. I don't know whether I'm that attached to them yet. I don't really know anything, but I know we've done a few days of travelling around, and you've been asking about comics like this, and I think there might be something in it you might be interested in.
So these are the ones that little Maddie would have got. These are your actual childhood comic books here.
Yeah. And there's some other things in there as well.
Oh, yeah, it's from the back of Dragon magazine.
Yeah.
I remember those from when I was a kid.
This is a comic that I'm very, very fond of, and I'd love to make a film about this comic. So Patrick Gallagher, if you're watching, I'm still wanting to do that. So that's Ham Dare, a parody of Dan Dare. And this was a comic called Oink, which was a little bit naughtier than the Beano, but not as naughty as Viz. So it kind of sat somewhere in between. And there's quite a few famous people. There's a famous guy that you might know, Charlie Brooker. Started off as a young guy doing cartoons, and then went on to create Black Mirror.
So tell us about Frank Sidebottom here, who I see over there.
Yeah.
Various places around this room.
Yeah, Frank Sidebottom. So he was a comedian. Chris Seavey was inside the helmet.
And he spoke like this. He was like a little bit of a very strange kind of caricature of, how would you say, George Formby.
Let's have a big, fantastic shed show welcome. What's his name? Oh yeah, Jenny Anderson.
And so he did kids shows, and everything he made was like out of cardboard and handmade. And I really loved that. I love things like that. His head, I bought that on the internet, and I think that came from his last manager. So it might.
So that may actually be a screen-used head.
No, I don't think it's screen used, but I think it was taken. The mold was taken from the actual. I think there was only one mold.
Okay.
See, the original. Well, there was two. He originally made it out of papier-mâché, and then he made that out of fiberglass. And so I think that was taken from the fiberglass. I don't really have any provenance with that, but you don't really see. People make those Frank Sidebottom heads, and you'll see there's, on my collection there was a toy custom that was made. So people make those themselves for fun, for Halloween and for cosplay and stuff. But that, I think that is the most accurate one you're ever going to see. So yeah, big shout out to Frank Sidebottom, also fellow ukulele player like myself. So this is probably one of the oldest things from my toy collection. There's a photograph of me. So this is 1980. This is from a really old 50s Disney cartoon. I think it's called The Little Blue Coupe. And if you look at it...
Isn't she a beauty? Why, she's the sweetest little car money can buy. I know you'll be happy with her. And now if you'll just sign here, my friend, she's all yours.
The styling in the eyes.
Looks familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is probably where cars came from.
When is the last time you cared about something except yourself, Hot Rod?
Now this is my childhood one. It has an aerial that's been snapped off. There's a lot of rub on the eyes, but like a lot of people, a lot of collectors, and from doing Toy Shop on Tour, I remembered this car, I dug it out and the photograph, and then I decided to go and get myself a really nice one with the aerial. Not on card, but a really nice example of it, which is now at home on the mantelpiece.
All right, thanks for letting me use your toilet, Matt. So what is that, Matt?
I don't know. Did his tongue pop out? Is he supposed to have like fire or something, or a tongue?
No. He originally came with a little belt, shot a little missile, and he had a little saber, rapier, sword, as well as a sash that he wore. So that is Gabura from Akumizer 3. That is made by Takatoku Toys, and you know, obviously you cannot feel the weight through the camera, but this is one solid chunk of metal. And this happens to be one of my favorite live-action Japanese characters. This is not a cartoon, it's not a comic, this is a real show. That's a suit actor. They're fighting, they're doing stunts, and whenever he is injured, he bleeds water. And then he gets really thirsty. So he has to like drink a bunch of water and bandage himself up. And yeah, this is a really, really cool toy, Matt. I'm glad to see this on your shelf. So it seems like you might have a close to a full run of. You do. That was a 50-issue run that was produced of those, and that is the whole thing. Oh, that's interesting. That's the Marvel Comics version of Action Force. We actually got these in the US as European missions. Yeah, the holiday special. That one's a little harder to find. Yeah, the way you're talking, I thought you were gonna be like really have a ton of Transformers issues and not so many Joe issues. But you have a little pile of Transformers and a full run of Action Force.
Yep. I'm not a toy dealer. I'm not even a comics dealer.
What do you deal in, Matt?
I deal in dreams and memories.
So do I.
So do you. These could be going home to America. So from a condition point of view, what we're looking at?
Well, from a condition point of view, unfortunately, some of the nicer ones have your address written on them.
Damn that paper boy.
Damn that paper boy. So from a condition standpoint, even if, you know, they do have a really, I mean, these are a lot nicer than you usually see them. But from a technical condition point of view, the writing really...
Is it pen or is it pencil?
That is not coming off.
I suppose the only thing is that if this episode goes out and people take to me as a character, then they might want something with my address on it.
Do these have a premium because they were yours, Matt?
No, I don't think so. I think they're devalued just because they've got association with me. Well, we see them a lot, but we see them in terrible condition.
Yes, we do.
They are around, but they're always odds and ends. There'll be like a 15, a 47. There'll be all different numbers. You don't often see them collected together. Well, I don't. On Toy Shop on Tour.
Apparently Matt has been watching Toy Shop on Tour a little too long. He's got the banter down. He's trying to build these up and fleece me on these.
And the great adverts, and you've just seen this. Some of the posters are in there, and you know they're always turning up tatty or missing or.
Look at this guy. I wish we had a camera on him.
The battery ran out, unfortunately.
All right. Well, we have a full run of 50 issues. We have the special holiday issue, and we've got one random monthly issue. Well, I am interested in them. If you wanted to sell me that stack for £100, I'd take it.
Not 150?
Absolutely not 150. £100 is my I'm buying them for my friend price.
£100.
Oh, deal done right there on camera, folks.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta pay up.
Don't worry, we've got plenty of time. It's not the end of the show.
I think these weigh about £100. I'm a little worried about it's going to cost me that much to get them home.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that I hope they go to a good home. I hope your customers over it.
We actually do have a really good customer that's been coming in and collecting these, and I don't know what he's going to do when he shows up and there's a complete run of them.
Yeah. Well, he can watch the episode and find out the story behind them.
I think I found it. This shop that, his name, Jeffrey, Jolene. I can't remember this guy's name, but this is it. This is Leicester Vintage and Old Toy Shop. Old and toy. Those go together like peanut butter and chocolate.
So this is it, Billy. This is Leicester Vintage.
I've been looking for this place all day. We're finally here. I've been looking forward to this since, a long time coming. So I've already seen something sort of fascinating here. I'm not familiar with this particular robot, but that looks like an extremely similar robot design to the Venus robot, which is a 1950s Japanese robot. And this is a little newer than that one. This is 60s. I'm really curious to get my hands on that thing and fondle it. I've just started looking around, but so far it is looking pretty good. I'm already seeing one or two items that I recognize from when we were in Europe recently. Got this super cool Astro Boy gun that, where'd that come from? Is that in Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a long time ago that we last saw that, but it was not that long ago.
And there it is, ready to buy. But will it be here when this series goes out?
Oh, the 2-pack, I think, I think you got that from Peter at Toyplosion. These are pretty fascinating, these Galaxy Warrior End of Time knockoffs are super cool. Yeah, I'm seeing they put a lot of effort into their displays here. This is the whole Firehouse Ghostbuster setup. I mean, that's tough to even keep that all standing upright. Production sample piece right there. Probably from the Palatoy factory since we are in Palatoy country. Wondering what other kind of hidden gems are lurking around this place. Hey guys.
Hello, welcome to Leicester Vintage Toy Shop.
I'm Billy.
Please, the Billy.
The Billy.
Billy from the Galaxy. Pleased to meet you. I'm Matt. This is Amy.
Hey, Billy. You all right? Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Where's the?
What do you think?
Where's the main man? Where's the what's his name? Jeff? Joel?
Jeff? Never heard of him.
No? All right, this
He's
is your
just
show
popped
now.
out.
So I came all this way and he's not even here.
He's buying toys. He's literally buying toys as we speak.
That guy's always buying toys.
I know. He knows his stuff.
He does.
What do you? This is your first visit here.
This is my first visit.
And what
to
do you
your
think?
fine city.
What do you think? What do
Oh,
you
I haven't even done a full circle of the shop yet, but it's
okay.
looking like you guys are doing a pretty good job so far.
Oh, thank you.
These cabinets are looking great.
The displays are top notch. You guys have worked really hard. And there's stuff from the tour that's already here.
Oh, we've been busy. We've been busy.
Changes day to day.
Yeah.
It's hour to hour, really.
So Matt,
Yes.
I've heard rumors that there's a secret basement with some toys in it.
I don't know. You've heard.
I've heard.
There is.
There is.
Yeah. It's
So
like a platinum level pass. But I feel like
Billy's
on
I
that.
think Billy might go.
Billy has that pass.
Can we get in there before the boss man comes back and
Come on, quickly.
make a
then.
pile?
Quickly. Mind your hat.
Oh, it's pretty well lit. It's nice and cool.
So through here is the overstock room, which is where things come before they go upstairs. So there's all kind of wonders in here that haven't made the shop yet, but will. I think we've got.
Oh, I recognize some of them already.
Yeah. So we've got some classic bits and bobs hanging around here. Some Ghostbusters, obviously. Some. I think we've got some space stuff. Maybe some Micronauts hanging around. Some robotics over here. This might be your kind of thing.
That could fit in carry-on, but we got some fancier items to take up that slot.
Okay, let's have a look round.
Oh,
So-
it just keeps going.
It just keeps going. So this is the post room where we post to all of our amazing customers all around the world.
Oh, you actually have a separate facility for this.
This is the separate facility, as you can see.
I'm
And
extremely envious. We have to do it on top of our comic displays.
In here is the. I don't know. You allowed to see in here? Billy's allowed to see in here. So this is the overstock room.
Oh, this is the secret room. Oh, this is a proper dig in here. Indiana Jones display.
Billy likes papers and displays as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, well,
Paperwork.
definitely. Oh, okay. Well, there'll be boxes and envelopes all over the place.
Wow.
Joe's famous filing system.
This is Joe's system, and then back
Yes.
there is Matt's, where it's all tidy and
That's where he keeps his birth certificate.
the driver's license. Next to this light's alive.
Every shop. We haven't gone to a single disappointing shop this whole trip. It's been great.
Welcome to Leicester Vintage Toy Shop.
Prepare to be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean,
what,
you know,
what I
obviously.
love about what you've just brought back is we see stable vintage stuff all the time. Ghostbusters, He-Man, Turtles, Star Wars I love. 70s I love, Mego. But you've just brought back, can I even say what you brought back? So you've just brought the Godzilla stuff back. I know nothing about it. I don't know the lore. I know some of the films, but because I know nothing about it, it's just exciting. You know?
Well, that stuff's for you guys. That's not for me.
Yeah, I
So,
love it. But this is it. It's seen something. It's seen stuff you've seen before, but it's seen something you have absolutely no point of reference to for the first time. It's exciting.
I mean, Godzilla is. Everybody loves Godzilla.
I know,
You
but
know?
I like not the rubbish ones, but the Sofubi ones. That you know, bright gold disguise, metallic silver disguise mode. They're awesome.
Those aren't rubbish.
No, I love
Beautiful,
it.
beautiful.
Yeah, and I didn't realise how far back it went and how it tied in with all these other Western
Yeah,
stories
there is
and folk
history
talk.
there.
It's amazing, and it's beautiful, and it's the design and the aesthetics of it. It's just they're beautiful.
Aha!
I've been looking all over town for you, man.
I've been busy.
I've been here for a while.
I've been servicing my helicopter. I've been planning things. I've been hiring big trailers to go and get all that stuff from Belgium. So I'm sorry. Also, I owe you about 250 euros. So we need to work out some form of exchange rate because we've been through too many time zones, too many countries together. And now we're confused as to what actually will be the amount.
Yeah, when you're traveling through countries and like doing deals on the way, the currency changes and it becomes quite complex. But
yeah, we did have a bit of a moment with it yesterday. Going, so you owe me this. Yeah. But no, I'm back in the saddle. It's kind of weird being back in the shop. Man, I mean, we've done a wonderful job while I've been away. So we've been trying to top up the shelves. You'll see some things you've seen on the show already, stocked on the shelves. We've been rushing around like mad heads trying to get everything done. We've been buying toys as well, fresh in, straight in off the street today. Shaving the top of his box. He's gone later issue, second issue boxes, which is quite nice. Like those, and from Modern Toys, which was just round the corner, a local shop. So their history is just in Leicester. Really sweet. Just bought those. Want to show Billy some actual posters actually, which are down here. Now,
Paperwork in his
William.
ear.
I suddenly appear when, oh, I know what this is already. This is a fun poster.
Now then, bit of a tear.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Bit of a tear there.
There's a bit of a spider there. Let's shake him off since I've
There
already
we go.
been bitten more than once on this trip.
Goodness.
And not always by spiders.
No, it's not true, it's true. So William, as a postman, what do you think? Any good?
It's a cool poster, but it's a ripped poster.
Yeah.
That's an
That's
issue.
the problem.
Was it ripped when it came in?
Probably, yeah, probably.
So this is a UK only poster for the Star Wars trilogy, which some of you may have heard of. Features the film Star Wars: A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and
Revenge of the Jedi.
nope, that's wrong. It's Return of the Jedi. 3 in one program.
So that sounds like a good afternoon, doesn't it? 3 films all at once.
An afternoon, that's a half a day.
Yeah.
So it's a once in a lifetime.
Well, it's not once in a lifetime because you can get them on VD. Okay.
Nice. How much is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, come up with the price on that. I am interested.
Yeah. You come up with the price on it. You tell me what you think.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
You're the poster guy. I'm the, you know, you're the poster guy that knows so much.
Well, I've got some money now, Billy.
Well, maybe Matt will buy it.
How come you've got some money? What have you been up to, you little scamp?
I sold my office. I sold my video production business.
I bought a whole office.
It's laminated, folks.
Yeah, it's laminated-ish.
Through me. Like it's really sort of glossy.
So this is post the film, Transformers the movie.
Yeah.
And it is printed in the UK.
Further research required, Billy.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I've dragged a few things out of my storage to show Billy. Nice top of stand display. What I love about it especially, not only is it a great subject, Corgi toys, it's also got all the instructions as to what kind of stand it would go on. Comprehensive, man. British do it properly.
Yeah. How did the Empire go, Joe?
Yeah. Strikes Back. But this one, I think you might like a bit more.
Wow.
Secret Wars Shelf Talker. This would have been stuck when you went to buy your Secret Wars on the front of the shelf, and it would have been stuck because on the back we have been used tape sheet. This has never been used. Again, ex-shop stock. It's a lovely thing. I've always said to people, I won't sell it, but I may do for you, Billy.
He's admitting he might sell it.
Favourite. Now on the other side, it's a little bit brighter. The Matchbox Play Boot. which is, you know, it's a great toy. Did you get this in the US?
No. We had something similar from Fisher Price.
Yeah, it's not a Fisher Price toy.
Yeah, it's not that though.
No.
I don't think we got that.
Really, really cool. Like, a really iconic toy for the UK. This one in the shop display, this would have hung up in the shop, like so, and you'd have gone and picked out your Matchbox play boot. Great, great toy. Family inside a boot with a thatched roof as well, which on this trip is featured a lot, hasn't it? So on our previous visit to Germany, we visited a wonderful shop called Kuschel Muschel, and this was our find, the Mighty Max double-sided display, which was fastened to the wall. What was lovely about that is they weren't selling it as a collectible, it was just on the wall. And people had gone and picked that place because it was a toy shop in the 80s and 90s, and this was part of their display in the 90s with the Mighty Max range. Fastened to the wall, and I don't think anybody had ever asked. Because as soon as I said, would you sell that? He went, yes. He was very keen to sell it, so I gave him more than he wanted for it. And he got a drill, we took it down off the wall, and it came home with me. And yeah, quite a lot of people have asked about it, but nobody's ever bought it yet. But yeah, lovely thing. Not one you see very often. Having said that though, Billy, difficult to get in your hand luggage.
Another ticket on the plane, do you think? Another seat?
Well, if I bought him another seat, you know, he could accompany me. You know, I could spread out a little bit onto his seat. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen.
No.
I'm looking for super minty loose Star Wars guys, as well as interesting variants that are more common in Europe than they are in the United States. So when you get really deep into Star Wars figure collecting, it can be a little bit like art collecting. Maybe like the paint apps a little nicer on one figure because they are hand painted, and you know, sometimes just it went on a little bit nicer. Maybe the shape of the eyes or something just is a little more appealing. I don't know, it gets pretty crazy. But there is a lot of production variants in the figures, like IG-88 for example, you'll get with solid eyes or hollow eyes. You can get this, can be more red or more orange. You can have more of a gray hue versus more of a silver hue. There's a lot that can go on with these figures. You know, most people are content with kind of a basic set of one of each, and then other people need an entire shelf of each figure to feel like they're doing it right.
Nice to have Mr. Galaxy
It is.
in the shop.
Not a galaxy far, far away, a galaxy right here, right now. The shop's shut.
Bye, Joe. Love you.
See ya.
Love you guys.
Love ya.
All right, the door is shut. I now have unprecedented access to Leicester Vintage Toys. This
That's
guy
me,
is
isn't
going to show me around. I'm going to ask you everything.
That curtain is famous.
What happens
Famous
back
curtain.
there?
Well, it's just, you know, it's another realm. It's like Narnia. Narnia business.
Oh, it's a little tiny box of bits and bobs.
Quality Street.
We are looking for right now is European stuff, Action Force stuff, recolored figures that we did not have in America, things of that nature. My luggage is going to be overweight in no time, and it does cost a fortune to mail this. I think some kind of a catastrophe.
Oh, pay no attention to that man behind
And the curtain.
Joe's
Nothing
pulling out some
exciting. I wanted to show you this. This is kind of like just a smorgasbord of delights. Now this was a childhood one. Be careful not to show names. I love what this kid did. This kid was obsessed with Star Wars. He didn't have a huge amount of money, so his mum knitted him stuff, and I've always treasured this. So this is just an example of what he did as a kid. This is not worth anything, but this is joyous. Star Wars Return of the Jedi. There we go. It's on there, cut out of a card, and then inside it,
oh, that's super cool.
like a proper fan of the show would do. Everything was sorted out. It's just amazing. He's even got his pen put in there. It's just really, really sweet. Now there is another one like this, isn't that?
How does it make you feel buying this type of thing? from somebody. Because for myself, I often feel sad buying this kind of stuff because I feel sort of sad for the person because I feel like they're kind of leaving something behind, like something this personal.
Yeah.
Like, I'll certainly buy it. I love it. I think it's great. But, I always ask, I'm like, are you sure that you want to part with this? You did this. This is from your childhood. And most people really seem detached from it, which, that's why we're 12-year-olds running around in the body of old men and playing with our toys. And those people have moved on to other things.
They have. They've advanced. We haven't.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I always do that thing of checking, and I make sure if it's someone like that where you can tell it meant so much. Yeah. You're like, have you kept something? I always check. Have you kept something?
Yes, 100%.
And when they have, you're like, oh, good. It's not weird, that, isn't it? Because it should be. Oh, I want that.
What is this Airfix poster?
So Airfix obviously did the model kits, and at some point. Airfix were distributed by Palitoy over here for quite a while. So, Jedi era. You got Han on one side, and Leia, Jabba on there.
So, what were these distributed with the kits, or was it a retail promotion, or what was this?
I don't know.
It's a mystery poster.
But somebody out there will know and go, yeah, it's this, obviously.
Yeah, those guys are morons. They don't know anything.
They do. They know where things come from. I could make one phone call and tell you where that came from.
Yeah, I'm sure I could too. How much do you want for that?
20.
20 seems to be the magic number for Rando Star Wars. I'm going to take it. I've never seen it. What about these catalogs here?
They're not catalogs, they're posters.
Well, some may call them a catalog.
Posters, these are Palitoy.
I think they're trying to sell you something there.
Mm-hmm. You can have those two hole punch ones, those two for 20.
And that's how a deal is made.
Well, it's an Imperial Shuttle, which is obviously puts a premium on the price. But for a Billy Galaxy price, £5.
Now that's interesting.
Cool, isn't it? There we go.
Wow, that's super cool.
There you go.
I've not seen this piece of art before. That's cool. Bausch is on there. What are you asking for this one, Joe?
I was going to ask you about this one because I wasn't really sure. Because I've not seen one before. And it's a weird date because it's 1986. So it's kind of... Yeah, I don't know.
Well, let's put that in the to be discussed file. What about these UK offers?
So the Rancor Keeper's tough.
It's tough, but somebody just drilled holes right through that thing.
I know.
It's not worth anything.
It's not tough to get through.
Have we got another one?
Find another.
We just did.
We found another. It's fastened them together like a little booklet. Yeah. But, that'll come off with a bit of love. We can discuss. We can discuss these little leaflets.
Let's put these in a little pile.
Put those in a little pile.
See, isn't the trick, Billy, if you make yourself a nice big file to take on the plane and just carry it under your arm?
If I could get a rolling file to bring onto the plane, that would be the way to go. So here's some weird Action Force merch hiding back here. That is a really horrifically cheap toy. So you've got just these black and white printed images, some little cut up pieces of tracing paper. There you go. You just trace right over that. But to be honest, that's probably hours of entertainment right there. This is not a knockoff. This is a Mr. T with a totally unpainted head on the body. And it doesn't seem pre-production. I mean, this thing's used and played with. I think it might just be a factory error where they put an unpainted head on, but that is a really strange looking figure right there. He's found in the UK. That's interesting. I mean, it looks case fresh other than the fact that somebody stuck a thumbtack right through the wall. You can see the ring around it. The shame. I mean, it's unpunched. The colors are ultra bright on this thing. It's really, really great looking. You can tell it's from America because it says space flashlight instead of space torch.
We had that argument.
This is pretty cool because that's a Palitoy distributed Mego figure, so that backing card is completely different than what the rest of the world would have got.
The artwork and everything?
The artwork and everything. This is unique to the United Kingdom. It's a neat card. That's kind of a decent price too. I have to give that one a think. I do love Henshin Cyborg related material. And that is a Dennis Fisher, which is another company from the UK. They took Henshin Cyborgs from Takara, kind of shrunk them down to closer to the 9-inch level, and put them in cool boxes and only available here.
Do you have an interest in mask?
Personally, I have zero interest in mask, but my customers are very interested in mask.
What's that?
All right, so Joe's brought this out to show me. Expect me just to know what it is right off the bat. I was totally stumped, and then I recalled a conversation that we had during our many long hours in the Toy Shop on Tour van, and that is something very interesting that came from Palitoy.
So this is a modified top hatch for the ISP-6, the Imperial Shuttlepod vehicle. Now this would have been a Star Wars release, but it's red. Why is it red? Well, it's a pre-production piece for a Red Shadows Action Force vehicle. Would have come quite late, so 1983-84 was your Star Wars Return of the Jedi release. So this would have been after that, which would have been right in the cusp of when they were finishing off with the Red Shadows. Now, I don't have any of the rest of the parts of the vehicle. I don't know if it was part of a twin pod setup, whether it was part of just an INT4 in red, but it has got some significant changes from the cream or white production Star Wars version, as seen there.
The ISP6. We both keep saying this wrong. So for those of you that don't know, that is what that is. You can hold that right up there, Joe. That is modified from that, and this is, to the best of our knowledge, one of a kind. I've certainly never heard.
We've never seen another one. The modifications from this one, from the ISP6, were they chamfered off this part of the lid, which meant it, well, basically it was a bit smoother. So it would have been a different design. No top fin going in. Maybe this was part of a twin pod cloud car, we don't know, similar to that design for the Red Shadows. But what they did make, which was a significant change, it's got a bit of damage here, it's broken, but they put these two bits on here, which meant that it held in place really nicely. One of the faults with the ISP6 was the screen came apart from the rest of the roof section, so they modified it and put these two sections on here. I've never seen anything like it, I've never seen another, I don't know what it's worth, no idea. But it is an important part of Palitoy history.
So, I saw a robot over here, and I'm wondering if you know anything more about it.
Let me look. Let me look. If you don't know, probably I won't know.
What do you know about that little guy?
The little Telsalda one?
Yeah.
Hong Kong made. Really sweet little thing. And there he is. But he's very similar to some of the really older robots.
Yeah, he's
and the
similar in
face.
design to the Venus robot.
Yeah.
Which I'm familiar with, but I don't know this person.
They were a cheap company, primarily. They made lovely model cars, really, really beautifully detailed model cars. Car and caravan gift sets were something. So plastic was something they were very, very good at. This is nice. There's no key for it. So, but we can probably find out if it works.
Take a look at this thing. It's
Yeah,
the
robots.
very first
Yeah.
robot was the Lilliputian robot from Germany, and that one dates back to, I believe, 1938, according to some paperwork that has been found. And that would be the very first tin wind-up robot. There's not many from the 40s. You hit the 50s, and then there's a
big craze.
Explosion of tin, plastic, whatever they could make robots out of. Robots were very in, and never went away. They just are accelerating in popularity. I mean, you could call that sort of a direct descendant of a Power Ranger or a Transformer.
It's cool. He looks like a bit like his body's like a toaster, though. Waiting for him to ping.
Give me this robot back, Joe. I'm taking it away from you.
Okay.
It's going to come to live with me.
Okay, put it on the pile.
Well,
Not when you see very often. It's done well to survive.
No, I'm not familiar
plastic.
with this one. I mean, the box is a little tatty, but what's the phrase?
Find another.
Yeah, I'm going to find another one later too,
There's
in
so
a different color, but I'm going to start with this one.
Which one?
This Thundercats Tempo gift box. What is this?
Oh, that's cool.
It is?
Yeah, this is really smoky.
Oh,
this is really cool.
I know what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is...
It's not cheap.
Wow. Jumping the shark, man.
Yeah, man.
That is super duper cool. So all the stories are on one cassette.
Apparently, all the stories on one cassette only came with one. You could buy a bigger set, I believe, as well, but I've never seen it.
There's a bigger set?
I believe so. That's what I was told, though I've never seen it.
Ooh. Wow, this is so cool. This is UK?
It'll play on American cassette players.
Are you sure?
It's PAL.
Display's a little bit slower.
Yep, definitely is.
There you go. Mystery solved.
Right there in London.
There you go.
All right, well, this is going to have to go in the pile.
We're
We're
going
to talk
it's
about
a good
that.
item, that. Do love that. Again, that is another case of find another. They don't come up too often. They're really sweet as well.
It's literally a cassette case of Find Another.
Yeah. I want to show him something which I don't think he'll have ever seen before. Look at the figures. Look around the feet.
Yeah,
Look
so
where
I
they're
was
standing
just
on.
noticing that, and I was going to ask you about that.
So those are
So-
stickers that were available as part of a promotion by the British company Barrett, who were a sweet manufacturer. Beautiful, aren't they?
I've never heard of these.
Now this was a photocopy, sadly. It's the only bit of paper we've got. But this was the offer, the Barrett Thundercats gum shapes. So I don't know if the gum shapes were in Thundercat shape. Maybe somebody can answer that. I'd like to think they were, but although I don't think they would be. I think it'd be just very generic. But special Thundercat sticker offer, only 50p. One token for any two stickers worth 99p each. They're quite expensive. Thundercats were pushing it. Collect the set of 6.
It looks like we may have a full, complete set of 6.
We've got a full set there.
So these are 99p each.
These were 99p each, which at the time was very expensive.
Yeah, it's
But now-
expensive now. What are you thinking now? Like 49p?
I'd try about £80 for the set of 6.
80 pounds for the set of 6.
But
So those are some expensive stickers.
Yeah, but again, it's a case of find another. They're just not going to come up.
I don't know. Do you have any more sets of these around, Joe?
No, that is it.
You got
That
one
is the
set.
only set.
Joe, you're
I would
killing
love
me.
to tell you that we have more, but we
Hold
don't.
these while I dig out the rest
There
for
we
you to
go.
sell to me. Yeah, that is a real cassette player. We could listen to the Thundercats on Soundwave.
We could. All the way home.
So I found something over here
Yeah.
that we're going to talk about.
I forgot we had these, in fairness to me.
What's that doing in there? There's some Masters of the Universe stickers in there even. Laser Blazers.
Oh, laser blade. Yes, from when we found it. So we've got some of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You don't need to buy any.
They are actually really, really cool.
They are cool. Holograms.
So were these sold in a pack like that?
I don't really know. I believe they must have been, because it's got them all on there.
What did that set me back?
30.
30 pounds, folks, not dollars, those are pounds.
But you do get a free set of laser blazers.
And I get a free set of laser blazers. A very valuable item worth at least 99p.
That's yours.
Yeah, this was left here in Joe's custody during Star Wars Celebration, and it has made its way onto the shop floor. It was hanging out by the counter, apparently keeping Joe company every day.
It's a good storyteller. So when we say how much is that, so it's not for sale. It belongs to Billy Galaxy, friend of the show. Well, now part of the show. You know, pretty much a permanent thing now, folks. So it's really good. So when we were away, I was like, your Super Live Adventure has made it out onto the shelf. I can't even tell you how it made it out here. Colin Baker is part of Star Wars, as is the Dalek. This Dalek, this is mine. This is to go home. This is kind of, some of this stuff isn't for sale. I love these.
This is cool.
This is really cool. It opens out into a little play set.
Oh, it's like...
It's really sweet.
What?
Really, really cool little set.
Right. Allegedly, Joe has something to show me in the basement, so we're gonna head back down here and see what it is.
That's how we deal with all our victims. Sorry, customers. I know you're a fan of paperwork. There's a few bits on there. Target. Solid. Cool piece.
Without scissors or glue. This is very safe for me.
What about a sonic screwdriver? Would that work?
Well, does this include a sonic screwdriver? How do you assemble it without a sonic screwdriver? This thing's really cool, Joe. Is this what you're going to show me?
That's one of the things I was going to show you.
Oh, there's a multitude of items.
Now this is an old picture, Fujicolor, Crystal Archive Paper Supreme.
That sounds very posh.
That's very posh. And on it.
Whoa!
There you go.
Wait, who are the Weasels?
I don't know who the Weasels are.
My new favorite band.
But I love that Ampeg rig in the background. Look at that, silver face Ampeg.
Yeah,
19.
SVT. But what's that? What kind of cabinet is that?
Look, forget that, guys.
Sorry.
You've got the third Doctor there.
Yeah, we've got the third Doctor. We were looking at the bass and guitar gear.
Yeah, that's some serious gear back
That's
there.
some beautiful stuff.
He's got a lovely collar, though. We'll give him that.
He has. And now we have the Doctor Who. Some of the Doctor Who cast there.
No, I was hoping that was the Weasels.
No, I don't think that's the Weasels.
No, they're all actors, I'm afraid.
They're all actors. But that's really cool. Now, this is part of my own personal collection, the rest of which we, unfortunately, at the moment, can't find. This is a shop display.
Wonderful.
In the window.
Wonderful Action Man display there.
Yeah, and there is another photo that goes along with this, and on the other side you have the Jolly 7. Yeah, the Lego Tower. It's amazing. And this Action Man display, having spoke to the guys from Palitoy, they remember this display. There was only a couple made. And there we go, Soman Sports, Northwood, and then we've got the Harrow commercial photos.
Have you gone to this address to see if they have this in the
I
back?
haven't gone to the address. Maybe that's a mission for next time.
Series 4.
Oh no, it's the treehouse. So the Palitoy treehouse, when it was going through design stages, this was one of the sheets there with the modifications to the tree trunk. So these are all original. This is pre-production drawings. So this is really cool stuff. We have got quite a lot of these, but most of them aren't as exciting as that. This is quite interesting. The memorandum, Mr. Evans. The subject was the 30-ton bogey bolster wagon application. Following our discussion yesterday, and it goes on to list the differences that would need to be made to it in order to take it to retail.
If that were a Star Wars discussion letter, that would take it from sort of a historical toy curiosity to a very viable item for collectors and archivists, and that thing would have to go to an auction or something.
Yeah.
Hey, I just found this on the floor, Joe.
I put that out for you. I'll drop that. You can have that.
It's actually old.
We started with a Madness pin, and we're ending with a Sex Pistols pin.
This is starting to fall apart. Now this again was for a model kit. And we understand this might not look like much to you, but for it to have survived, being on very thin paper, is quite unusual. This is a Nimrod. Nimrod plane. Very, very cool. Yeah. There would have probably been a couple of these drawn up, but not too many. It's nice to have this.
Lovely Care Bear shopping bag, which I don't really want. But it reminded me that while we were in Germany, you did a deal with a guy for a bunch of Care Bear's cousins pins.
And we did.
And you said you might have some more of those.
I have. I haven't got the shop display to hand. There we go. Ideal to sell individually, my friend.
So I remember you giving that person a pretty fair deal on these. What are these going to set me back?
These, Billy, to you, let's say, quite a lot in there. There must be over 100. Let's say £70.
That's an amazing deal. Slightly more than he charged the other guy.
Are these going through the X-ray?
How these are packed and shipped to be determined later. We've heard some stories this trip about traveling internationally with items that
Okay, don't
Yeah.
roll your posters up to make them look like dynamite,
No,
folks.
that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I look forward to the phone call when you've been strip
Detained.
searched and detained at an airport.
Do you like moustaches?
They do look like moustaches. So cheap, bat rings, KO toy from the time, really cool. Catching on the Batman craze of the 60s. Nice. Do you see them? Have you seen them before?
A really similar but different type we have. They're pretty common. And there actually is a licensed one that's pretty similar to this as well.
That isn't licensed.
It is
definitely.
absolutely not licensed. Well, I found some more of these tracing sets.
Oh yeah.
That were upstairs, which I was quite fond of. I found some more annuals. I found this cool Princess of Power book, Gathering Dust down there. So,
It's just a massive digging operation to find anything in
It's
it.
become bookshop on tour, this has.
It has. It has. You can bookshop.
these binders over here that Matt behind the camera pointed out are full of Star Wars stuff. Ugh, and blue spiders and centipedes. So these are all waiting for centipedes to jump out. These are Star Wars cards and other things. So that's pretty cool. I think that might be the first set of Topps Star Wars finest. Of interest to Star Wars card collectors, there is a few, especially on these wide vision cards, there are some promotional cards that are exclusive to the UK. And I kind of have to figure out how these are organized really quick and see if any of those are contained herein. This bottom one, which is definitely going to have the most centipedes. Oh. So this, well, this is an assortment of things, but in here is Star Wars Galaxy, which beautiful set of cards. A lot of different artists contributed to this, including late great Ralph McQuarrie. And there's Series 1, but in Series 2, there was a promotional card that featured Yoda levitating, and it was very quickly recalled and is actually quite valuable. Whenever I see these binders that have been sitting around for a while, I always have to see if that card is here. And it most certainly is not. Oh. So we still have a couple more things to talk about here, Joe. Yep. So when I came in today, I saw these on the counter, and then I heard you talking with your staff about how these were just acquired today. And this cowboy kid here has me a little bit curious.
So with the later issue ones, different coloured hair, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not an expert on marks, there was a few other differences as well, wasn't there?
Well, for one, the entire body is different.
Oh, really?
At least than what we got in the States. I don't know what your earlier issue Johnny West's are.
Normal standard, I think.
Is he always called Cowboy Kid?
No, it was Johnny West was kind of where you were starting out.
When did he change his name?
I'm not sure. This is second issue, so I'd imagine after Cowboy Kid stops, after Johnny West stopped selling, I'd imagine. So you have lots of accessories. I think he's pretty much all there. I've really not checked through the box properly.
So I'm going to do a quick parts check here because
that goes
this
with
one definitely goes with the other figures. We might want to take a quick look in these and just make sure the parts are not too jumbled up. So we opened the teepee, just found the instruction manual for Cowboy Kid, and
generic as well because the Cherokee Indian is on the other side. So you will find as you open them up, it's like reversed. So you will find all the parts listed on there for both. So the generic set of instructions for both. Always a good tip is to, if you find a box, give it a rattle. Normally the small stuff's inside, and this is no exception. Inside we have not one, but two spurs, both unbelievably unbroken. This kid, or this man, was a careful player with his toys. So I'm going to put them back in there.
Man-child.
Certainly earned his spurs that day.
Oh dear. It's been a long week, folks. Been a long week.
All right, so we've got his vest on him, we've got his belt on him. So the only thing that we are missing is a coffee cup. That is a later issue, hard to find box, completely different artwork, different name even, nearly complete.
I'm going to do it, the 3 items for £120.
So, last episode, we met Joe's old sensei, Chris, at Metropolis Toys. And Joe warned me that Chris was going to do this thing to me, which he did, and I wound up with some new Avengers items, which are lovely, but I totally didn't want to buy. I don't regret buying them, but I didn't want to buy it. It is almost like a Jedi mind trick. He just gets in there, grabs your brain.
There's good value there. There's lots and lots.
Look, it's still going.
It's great. And look, I mean, like, just even if you're going to point to...
But the reason it works is he's not wrong.
Yeah.
This is a great deal for these. I really don't want them, but it's such a great deal.
Are we sold?
Look at that. What is that?
I knew I'd get you. That's a deal.
All right, well, Joe's totaling up my pile here of stuff that I have accumulated while digging around his shop. He's been kind enough to stay a little late with me after everybody else has gone home. It's ringing me up with the final total right now.
£795, please, William.
What if I added this in there?
Stalker, sealed, unused, tough to get in the States. What are we at, 795? We can need 1,000.
Can't say no to that. Handshake. Have one of these.
Let's do our secret dance. What's that one?
The rock lock.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't familiar.
I thought you were a paper guy, not a rock.
So this is it. It's the end of Toy Shop on Tour Series 3. It's been 8 days, 5 countries, and we've had an amazing time.
It's been unbelievable. I don't know, Joe, if I told you, but pretty sure I didn't. I actually didn't know we were doing this. I just thought we were doing a bit in Germany and kind of just coming back and hanging out. Not realize we're doing a whole series, but you guys have sort of fulfilled a lifelong dream of mine, which is to sort of do a Winnebago type cross-country toy buying tour. I've wanted to do it my whole life. Not only was it a cross-country tour, we went to 5 countries, buying toys, hanging out with my buddies, saw old friends, new friends, a ton of different places.
It's been a blast, and we've seen some amazing toys. And what's more, we've bought some. So Billy, you're off now.
You're back to Belgium to get your new warehouse.
Yes, and he's off to Portland. Toy Shop on Tour will return, and we will see you guys very, very soon.
See you next time. I don't know.
It's good.
It's not very good.
All right, let's do one more with you, Matt, with less tripping.
Okay.
That's the take.